Okay, welcome Multnomah Village, week 91, Justice for Qadira.
Good morning, Multnomah Village.
Good morning, and this is going to be a short one, so you'll all be happy for that, because as you know, we fund this ourselves, so we work. And
but we make time for you, folks.
Yeah, that's right. And we make time for our daughter in this cause.
Folks, I just want to say really quick, I know a lot of you don't want us here, but we keep on getting out here because we care about this community. And right now, this city is in peril.
It's actually, this city is experiencing spiritual rot and decay, and that's actually something I wanted to talk about today. You know, when this issue started with our daughter, as many of you know, we've been fighting since 2007, after she was molested and burned. But what many of you don't know is about in 2018, we were routed by some community members to Pastor J.W. Matt Hennessy. Some of you may know him. He works at the First Vancouver Baptist Church over there in North Portland. And we were told to go to him and talk to him about what happened to our daughter. And he was essentially supposed to act as a liaison between us and the police. And I just found out, you know, after having many meetings with Mr. Hennessy and him not helping, and some of you might know him from TV, actually, because every time there's like gun violence and stuff, they'll get Pastor Hennessy out to come tell the community, the black community specifically, how to behave. So a lot of us black community members, if we have a problem, this is where we're being sent. Well, I just found out that Pastor Hennessy is a child rapist, admitted. He was actually a Nike executive when he was accused by a family member of rape, and he admitted to this. He was never charged. So again, I mean, and now he's even in higher positions of power. He has access to all kinds of kids, which I think is horrible, not just for the Portland community, but specifically for the black community, because I believe the black community here in Portland is experiencing a genocide. I believe that we are being completely pushed out of the city, and it's happening right here. I mean, a lot of you have seen...
yeah, looking forward to seeing you there too, sir.
This white man can't wait for us to show up in court tomorrow, because
and we will be there, folks.
As you know, we've been criminally cited for doing this, because again, the white people want, certain white people, not all white people, they want us gone.
They want us shut up.
They want us quiet. They don't want us talking about this. I just want to let everybody know I've had extensive communications, though, with Pastor Hennessy, and I have let him know that, in my opinion, the only way to find redemption when you've hurt a child like that is to cuff yourself, walk yourself down to the police station, turn yourself in, and ask to be punished for your crimes. Here I am talking about how this pedophile who raped his family member for several years, he wasn't charged. Obviously, the people who hurt our daughter wasn't charged. We all know about Sam Adams. You know, he raped a kid. This has to stop, and that's what I really suggest the pedophiles do. I think you all need to turn yourselves in, whoever you are. It's impossible to identify you all. You take on many forms. But I want to give everybody here a little bit of advice. Take it or leave it. If you wait until you die to go talk to God about the bad things you've done, I think the punishment's going to be way worse. You might want to just take your lumps here and call it good. The sex trafficking industry is a $150 billion industry. It's running strong.
Folks, why do you think that is? There are people in positions of authority who are allowing this to go on. They are not holding these people accountable, and we, the citizens, are not holding them accountable.
And, you know, another problem is we as citizens, you know, I mean, there are people seeking spiritual sustenance from pedophiles. They don't even know they're going to a pedophile, but they are a pedophile. I mean, I sat in a room with Hennessy. He lied to me. He didn't tell me and my husband that he had been a Nike executive. Many of you know that my husband was harassed at Nike. and blacklisted and everything else under the sun. And, and then our daughter was abused, all this. And, after all that, we're sent to, a pedophile to resolve it. And, of course, he didn't help. But it just wasn't a nice thing to do. I mean, I feel violated, quite frankly. And I think what needs to happen is he needs to, step down from his position of power. Same with all these people that, whose main goal in life is to, I guess, have sex with kids, roll back the age of consent so kids can choose to do anything, which I think is really, 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 really wrong. So
it's irresponsible, it's dangerous.
And it's making everything horrible on this planet. My assessment is this planet Earth is essentially a hellhole, and we'd better start looking for a way out.
We are swimming in a sea of raw sewage, folks.
It's really bad, and
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if we like it or not, but we're definitely not doing anything to change it.
I know.
Because we keep on putting the people who have been irresponsibly running society and who have created all of these problems that we are seeing now back into positions of authority, and we keep on trusting that they are going to fix the problem when they created the problem in the first place.
You can't even make any suggestions to make the planet better because apparently the people in charge know everything, and everybody just goes along with that, even when they're exposed as like horrible people. So it's shocking to me, what I've seen here, because I grew up in Portland and I went to Tubman and Jefferson. I grew up essentially, over here in Southwest Portland, but I mean, I was very much integrated into the Black community in North Portland, and to know that, Pastor Hennessy just gets to walk around and be free and never have had to spend a day. I mean, I'm getting cited for speaking. He wasn't even cited for raping his family member. She was 12. This went on for like 4 years. You can look it up. Because, like I said, he admitted to the whole thing, just like our daughter's abusers have admitted to the whole thing. Because I don't think that people here think that abusing kids is wrong. I don't think people on this planet think abusing kids is wrong. And I think that's why this planet is going downhill in a big, 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 big way. I mean, we're all essentially, running in circles around in this hellhole. And, there's people like this gentleman that just pulled up on the sidewalk and he thinks he's going to make it better by silencing somebody like us. I tell you, if we are criminally charged in any way for speaking on the corner, y'all have just involved yourselves in the crucifixion 2.0, and be prepared because it's not going to be good. I wouldn't do that. I think God has our back here because we're doing the right thing. And this needs to be solved. We cannot have a sanctuary city for pedophiles just let that go. I'm not going to let it go in the Black community, and I'm calling on this community to call out the pedophiles that did this to my daughter and all the people that protected them. And I'm sad that I don't see more parents out here. Me and my husband have been out here alone. Y'all need to be careful. Watch your kids, because if they are abused by somebody, there's a good chance the police are not going to help. They're very protective of pedophiles. Like I said, Hennessy is a liaison to the police department, and it doesn't faze them at all what he did. It also doesn't faze them what all these people did to my daughter. I mean, this story just goes on and on and on, but one thing I am so grateful to God about is that we continue to pursue this, because when this was all getting covered up and we were being railroaded, we got railroaded in the courts. Many of you know, we actually had to pay our daughter's abusers. People laughed at her injury. We're just being completely denigrated, silenced, spit on, the whole 9 yards. I mean, the things we experienced were just shocking. These are nothing short of lash laws, okay? And these are laws that were put on the books a long time ago, okay? And they've taken them off the books, but the practice has not stopped. No.
Okay? I honestly believe that this stuff was done to us to get us to leave Oregon.
Absolutely.
And that's why none of it is being responsibly dealt with.
Absolutely. And I do believe that the Black community here is actually being harassed, and that actually there is violence being incited because that's all they've ever done, to me and my husband. Hi. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We hardly ever get that, so I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I'll use it for lunch.
You guys, we thank you.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate that.
So, I really want to sort this out. This is about the protection of kids, primarily, for me and my husband. We need to do a much better job, and not just here in the city, but globally.
Yes.
We really got to do a better job. I mean, when you are watching the decline of society, that's because we're not taking care of our kids. That's another issue I've been trying to break through to when I'm out here, is talking about our homeless problem. I work in adult foster care. In adult foster care, there's an actual system for supervising and helping people. And I see no reason why people can't be incentivized to open up more of these homes so we can get people into individualized care plans and get them actual help so they can start getting better.
Folks,
so that's where me and my husband's mind is at, is we're always looking for a way to make things better.
Folks, the fact of the matter is, if we don't switch the conversation from caring about money to caring about people, we're never going to accomplish actually caring about people. And that's the only thing that we really need to be doing here on this planet as a race of beings. Caring about people.
Absolutely. I had a conversation, I don't know if many of you know Posey Parker. She's like the UK standing for women, let women speak. She's kind of emerged as a woman leader. A lot of people think she's far right. I didn't know what to think until I contacted her, because I asked her for some help. She was really nasty to me. I mean, she straight up told me I was nobody, and she blocked me. She said she ain't going to do anything for me. So I do think she is a white supremacist, and it's really unfortunate because she sort of co-opt this whole discussion on safe spaces for people, but not in a good way. When we think about what happened in Nashville the other day, I think that, one of the things that the trans community could really use is, separate spaces to grow as a community. I think trans men and trans women would benefit greatly from that because they could have community in those spaces. It's something they're actually not being able to build in a very constructive way. So there's a lot of arguing going on because trans women and trans men, as you can see, they don't have to share the intimate spaces, which kind of makes no sense to me because you're talking about a small population. But I talked to someone the other day quite extensively about this, and basically their deal was no one's ever going to do that for them. So I want to say to the trans community, aim high, y'all. You need your own spaces. That's what men and women got, and it really helped us thrive. I mean, although I will still say we're still all sitting in a hellhole because we're still arguing about all this other stuff.
And folks,
but it was helpful when women emerged from the home for them to have women's bathrooms and clubs and spaces to go to get away from men. So I mean, that's my take on the issue. I don't affiliate with Posey. Like I said, she blocked me. She hates me. I think probably everybody's been right. She's just standing for white women, and that happens.
Folks, I just also want to say that we have never been successful here forcing people to get along with each other. No, that's the wrong move. You cannot force people to get along with each other.
It's better.
You could create a space where people who are ready to mingle can do that, but making laws to force people to be together, that only causes conflict. And it never gets rid of the conflict, actually. It drives the conflict down deep into something,
I honestly, I've been thinking about this. I think when we integrated, we did it all wrong because, as you can see, black and white people are fighting to this day. We probably just should have created spaces where they could go willingly, schools, restaurants, whatever, and and kept some of the other spaces separate until people could mature and be ready to mingle. So that's my take on the issue. I'm getting a lot of questions about that online right now because this woman obviously is running all these Let Women Speak rallies, but she isn't going to let me speak. She isn't going to let me get a word in edgewise. Very similar to what I'm experiencing here in Portland, what both me and my husband are experiencing, which is we're not allowed to have a venue. We're not allowed to be on the news. We're not allowed to basically be anywhere except for on a corner. So, and that's okay.
And they want to take that away from us too.
They do want to take that away. I'd like to see them try because I've never seen a quiet protest, especially here in Portland. I mean, there may be some, you know, but for the most part, I mean, when people protest about something, they make a little noise. And I think that me and my husband have been more than respectful. Not a single window broken, not a single riot, no damage, no litter, no garbage. We don't draw crowds. Like, what more could you possibly want from a protest than one that's set up like this? Where you know when it's happening, you know, you can choose to come or not. You can listen from inside a restaurant. We don't need you crowding around us. We don't even want that, as a matter of fact.
But we do want to be heard. And I think that that's important, folks.
We're not looking for fame. What we're looking really, primarily the foundation of this is justice for our daughter. Again, she has lifetime injuries. She's never been acknowledged as a victim, compensated as a victim, allowed to have a day in court. I mean, the irony that we will be getting up on Friday and going down to criminal court to see about a criminal citation for speaking, because the strategy now is for them to hit us with fines. So they want to fine us out of existence because I'm fairly certain they'd already arrested us on the corner if they could just deem this as, you know, we're doing something illegal and they can cuff us right away.
I mean, okay, fine. You know, I guess what this is a Class B misdemeanor, which means up to $2,500 worth of fine. So, hey, they can do whatever they want. That's all these people do. They always do whatever they want. They don't care about laws. They only use laws when it is convenient for them, okay? And they make the laws for you and me. It's not for them.
No,
okay?
And they're just making more and more laws. I mean, a lot of talk right now on social media about the TikTok ban. They're not just going to ban TikTok, y'all. They're going to be spying on you and all this, that, and the third. I mean, there's so much stuff in that bill. I still need to sit down and read it, but I'm hearing some really concerning things. Because the fact of the matter is they just want to silence everybody. We have some really evil, elite billionaires in charge, and they just don't like people, and they don't want people getting along. They don't want to offer simple solutions. You know, I look at all, like I said, I'm looking at all this fighting, you know, between the trans community and everybody else, and it's like, it doesn't need to be happening, but all they ever want is people fighting. It's same with the homeless community. We don't have to be fighting. We just need to come up with reasonable ways to help people, and we're not doing that. I mean,
no, that's
we've been reaching out for help for 16 years, and we're not getting the help we need. So, hi.
You remind me of Donald Trump. You know that?
Oh, okay.
You're airing your difference here.
I remind you of Donald Trump. I get no media like Donald Trump.
No, but you're airing your grievances.
Well,
that's all you're doing.
I'm not allowed to talk about my daughter being abused.
No,
I think we're informing
the community. I think we're informing the community.
I'm not allowed to get redress from a terrible crime.
That's a public service.
Noise pollution.
Well, I mean,
if you
black
think
people
that,
are noise pollution to you.
If you think that...
Black people are noise
we're not
pollution
just
to
talking
you.
about our own grievances.
Yeah, we're not.
We're not.
Yeah, there you go.
We're talking about
What
is going on here in this community. And you know what? As a white privileged man, of course it would be you that would come up. Yes, absolutely.
Your
absolutely.
terrible. Take
absolutely.
it to God.
You would come up here and
silence us.
assert your, you know, white privilege all over us.
Which
right?
is what white men are doing all over the world.
Yeah,
There you
so
are.
go ahead. I hope you feel good about yourself, sir.
You got everything, and
I
you
hope
know
you feel
what?
good about
Nobody
yourself.
has nothing else. So I hope...
you probably don't have problems with the police or the government,
Right.
You probably call the police and they come right to your door.
I'll tell you what, enjoy your privilege, because when you see God, you're going to have to explain that. And I tell you, I don't think God's going to appreciate it, because I know for a fact God does not appreciate the mess on this planet. I've run into a lot of people. It's real funny. You say this planet looks like like a filthy hellhole, and everybody wants to sit there and act like, oh, that's not true. Did you know that there was a dead body found in Seattle a couple days ago, half decomposed, like right next to some sort of sports arena? People had been walking by all day. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody cares. So that kind of selfishness right there, he's mad that we're talking because he wants us to be violent so we can be, put in prison and silenced because he thinks his way is the way because, he has everything.
And really, he only thinks that what his concerns are the only things that matter.
Right.
Our concerns don't matter. So our concerns don't need to be heard by anybody,
it's funny
right?
to me. This is air pollution, but when you look around planet Earth, it's like, the decor of, rotting bodies and blood all over the walls. It's just not pleasing to the eye. I mean, so yes, I'm upset about the way the world looks. My kids live here. I live here. I have a right to be upset about this. It shouldn't look this way.
Folks,
I'm tired of humanity. I'm tired of people making excuses for, there's just people dying and drugged out in the streets. Oh, well, we set up all these institutions. We're here in the modern world. We have more than ever, and we just can't figure anything out. And it's because of that crap attitude right there, that guy that just walked by. So, I can't wait for him to meet his maker because he's not going to hear anything good. And you know what I say to people like that? Just wait till you come right back. Wait till you come right back to planet Earth because the entry point is the real lottery.
What do you know about me?
The entry point, your attitude, what you
What I
shown
know
me.
is that you came up to
What
us
you've
and
shown
you
me.
are attacking us.
Yeah.
What do you know about us?
Yeah.
What do you know about
Yeah.
us?
Yeah.
Have you taken any time to figure out
Do
anything
you
that's
care
going
about
on?
this tragedy?
About the same thing?
What?
Yeah.
What do we talk? Okay, tell me, what do you know about this?
You're talking about
Tell me, what do you know about this?
All I know is you're selfish and you're talking about...
We're
No,
selfish.
that doesn't sound, that sounds like a criticism. That doesn't sound like
You
knowledge
care
about
this?
that. Do you know anything about this?
Do you care about child
Do you
abuse?
care about what happens
Is child
here?
abuse an issue
Did
for
you
you?
just come up here to accost us?
Tell me, how successful has this campaign
It's been very
It's
successful.
very successful.
It's been
We're
very
doing
successful.
great. People like
Yeah,
yeah.
it's been very successful. People like, voices of color speaking out in their community.
Yeah.
Except for people like you.
Yeah.
Except for people like you.
Yeah. You don't want the black people here.
I'm only reflecting what you are giving to me.
That's
sir.
right.
If you came up here and you were nice to us, I would be nice to you.
You should be
But I am only
concerned.
giving you what you gave to me. I'm sorry you are disturbed, but you should be disturbed because this kind of thing is going on in your community, and you want it to keep happening. That's
Yeah.
why you want us to shut up.
Yeah.
I see that.
I see that.
Okay,
And you've been
go ahead.
seen. You've been
Yeah,
seen.
no, I'm listening to myself, and I'm also listening to you, sir.
It's just interesting because you've been seen in your lack of compassion for child abuse, your lack of compassion for getting the pedophiles out of this community, your lack of compassion for our distress has been seen. Do you understand? God sees you. God sees you. So you'll have to wash your heart eventually. I'm not. That's above my pay grade, but you will have to do it. Anyway, like I said, we're gonna cut it short today because my husband has to get back to work and I've got more things to do. And since we're doing this on our own time and our own dime, we will just see everybody next week.
But we will be back here,
We'll see
folks.
what happens on Friday.
Like
We'll accept our lashes from the court. I can see that people cannot wait.
They can't wait for us to
Find
get
some
punished.
way.
Okay, I get it.
We'll let
Okay.
everybody know what the punishment
And we'll
is.
accept it. That's fine. We'll accept it because it's for your benefit.
Right, and
Okay.
here, like burning up our daughter wasn't enough. Denying us redress on that wasn't enough. Blacklisting my husband from his career at Nike. None of it's enough for everybody. So let's do more. It really does remind me. It just reminds me of the crucifixion because Jesus didn't do anything to anybody, but they took him and hung him and tortured him anyway. And it's really a stain on human history. Every time a good person shows up and says, hey, let's try to get our act together, I guess we just don't want to do it.
No, we just want to shut that person up, right?
I think the planet should look relatively clean and nice. I don't think that, we can build a utopia where everything's perfect, because obviously, this is a free will exercise, and, we want people to have freedom, but the hellhole that's being built, all these laws we keep passing, that nobody even follows, it's ridiculous. People on this planet don't ever reach adulthood. In fact, when you reach adulthood, you have more rules than ever by people who don't even care about you. They're not even your parents. This TikTok ban is just another step towards complete global totalitarianism, because I guess the people in charge, they know everything, which is why the planet looks like a filthy hellhole. See? It doesn't even make any sense. Anyway, we're going to shut it down.
We're going to keep coming here, though, because we care about what is going on in this community. I'm sorry that there are so many of you who do not appreciate what we are doing up here. But we are doing this for you.
And
we are trying to help make this community a better place. If we hadn't experienced any of this and were treated the way that we were treated, we would not be here. Okay?
Right.
So we keep coming out here because this is an exercise in faith. We have faith in you. Okay? We have faith that you can actually step up to the plate,
and
be responsible people, and actually create a better place than what we have here right now.
And just because you haven't gotten it done yet doesn't mean you can't do it. That's the thing. You can change. You can change. This world can be a better place. You know what I said to that guy? I said, you're probably going to come right back. I can see he's going to come back because he's not learning his lessons. And here in Planet Earth, the entry point, that's the lottery, because we have made this place, you can't even barely live here. You can't live on this planet. This planet is just, I can't believe the condition I'm seeing here. 2,000 years since Jesus was here, and what is there? Everybody says he's coming back, and we have a hellhole to show. That's what we have. Hi, Jesus, here's our hellhole. Are you happy with us? I don't want that. I don't want to go through that experience. I'd like to clean the place up and act like we're expecting a guest. That is what I'd like to see. And the behavior, it's just never ending bad behavior. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that after the age of consent, people are policed like children. And so they act like children.
Yeah, we're not really trusted with society,
this whole government
are we?
thing, let's face it, it's not working very well. It's just law upon law upon law that doesn't work. People are piling in the streets. The bigger the government, the more the mess. That's all I see. And then I go to the government and I get treated like garbage. Absolute garbage. So that's something we need to talk about. Oh, and I get sent to a child rapist to talk about my daughter being sexually abused. I don't appreciate that. I should have had a choice if I was going to be sitting in a room with somebody like J.W. Matt Hennessy. Okay? And I don't want any violence against anybody. I just want people to take responsibility for their actions. And that goes all the way up to the top. We could all, take a spoonful of that medicine. Because right now, that's what me and my husband are trying to do. We're trying to take responsibility for this mess, okay? And we are trying to clean it up. We can't even get our public officials to the table because, again, we're dealing with children who have never grown up, because that is how we actually, this is how we run our society. That's why everybody's in the road right now. And it doesn't matter what suggestions me and my husband stand here to make. Nobody wants any suggestions, because why? Because the place looks good? The place looks like a hellhole. It is a hellhole. And since nobody knows what's going on when they die, if you are coming back, where do you want to end up? You want to end up in some filthy pit somewhere? You can go to hell ending up on planet Earth. It's very easy.
Yeah, because that is what we are creating here,
That's what we've
folks.
created.
That's what we've created. A hell.
So
but we
don't
can
blame it on God.
easily make a decision to create a heaven, and that just is based on us caring for people, which is not what is happening on this planet.
Yeah, do you want to work for it or not? It's like what I see with the homeless community. Get them some caregivers. Get them some actual assistance. They need supervision. They need help. Those are the things that
we need to be helping each other, not hurting each other.
Exactly.
And that's all I see that's going on here is people caring for money and not caring for people. when it should be the other way around. So with that, folks, we are going to end it today.
With our mantra.
And we're going to tell you what you need to hear, because this is what you need to hear. Okay, this is what everybody needs to hear right now. Okay, because it's important. Here it is. I am the value.
I am the value.
You are the value.
You are the value.
We are the value.
We are the value.
We're not talking about money. We're not talking about gold or silver. We're not talking about digital currency. We are not talking about anything that you can find on the stock market. We are talking about you. Your very life. That is the only thing that is actually, literally valuable. And it's time that we embrace that and start behaving that way. So let's say it again. You can say it with us.
I am the value. You are the value. We are the value.
I am the value. You are the value. We are the value. I am the value. You are the value. We are the value.
Okay, everybody, thank you. We'll see you next week. We'll let you know how it goes at court. We know we have people after us, but we're going to keep getting out here for the community, because the fact of the matter is somebody's got to clean up planet Earth, and we've got to start somewhere. Thank you, Multnomah Village. God bless.
Thank you.